Nick Sharma, the guy who's helped brands like Chamberlain Coffee, Jolly, and Feastables pull off wild win, like $1 million in the first 60 minutes of launch, just dropped his Black Friday Cyber Monday playbook for 2025. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through it step by step, break down what it really means for e-commerce brands getting ready for BFCM. We'll look at the strategy, the offers, and the execution, so you can take the lessons and apply them to your own brand. All right, so Nick Sharma's 2025 BFCM playbook. I received this email, I believe it was yesterday, from his newsletter, and it's definitely full of gems here, and so you can see how long it is. But we're going to go through it essentially line by line here and just kind of break down everything so that you guys can take some of these gems and apply them to your brand for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But yeah, Nick Sharma, he runs Sharma Brands, which is this, ultra successful marketing agency for essentially D2C brands. And he's worked with, Mr. Beast, the Lemmy brand. He's worked with Chamberlain Coffee. He's worked with so many different brands and has gotten some pretty crazy results. Like right here, $1 million sold in the first 60 minutes of launch for Point of View. Almost 300,000 SMS and email profiles were collected pre-launch for them. He definitely knows what he's doing. 82% return on ad spend for Little Words project. We talked about Feastables here. He worked with Feastables to help them launch. So when he sends the Black Friday Cyber Monday strategy, the playbook, we are all ears for it. So let's break this down. Let's jump into it. So the 2025 BFCM playbook, last year consumers spent $65.3 billion on Black Friday and $46.2 billion on Cyber Monday globally. Those figures are absolutely crazy, and they're growing year over year. Every single time they're growing. And Shopify merchants accounted for $7.5 billion of those sales. So obviously e-commerce is growing. That it says right here that was a 12% increase from the prior year. So from 2023 to 2024 alone was a 12% increase. So you can imagine what 2024 to 2025 is going to look like this year. In short, BFCM is make or break for many brands, and the preparation is everything. So today's newsletter is a comprehensive checklist of all the things that you should consider as you gear up for the biggest shopping week of the year. He goes over strategy, different channels, and what you should be doing, like email and SMS, which is obviously our specialty, customer service even, live shopping, and a bunch more here, like advertising and content and all that stuff. By the end, you should have a solid game plan to maximize revenue and profit during BFCM. So nail your promotional strategy. Choosing the right offer. Your BFCM promotion is not one size fits all. It should play to what your audience responds to best, whether it's a site-wide percentage off sale, a flash sale, buy one, get one deals, or buy X, get Y offers, or special bundles. Pick a tactic that has worked well for you throughout the year. The BFCM period isn't the time to experiment with totally unproven promo formats. For example, if flash sales or bundle deals have driven spikes in sales in the past, consider amplifying those for Black Friday. Aim to create at least one hero offer or bundle that drives high AOV purchase. Bundling is the best way to drive a higher cart size while still making the customer feel like they're getting a great deal. So there's a lot of golden nuggets in here, but it's essentially don't experiment, right? Don't experiment with your offers during BFCM. This is really something you should have been doing throughout the year or in the build up to BFCM. So think in September, right? We're in September right now. Start testing your offers to see what resonates well with your audience. Also have a high AOV hero offer for your store. And he suggests bundles. He says bundles are, one of the best ways to drive a higher cart size. So just boosting AOV with high AOV offers here, definitely one of the biggest golden nuggets so far. Craft a compelling discount or not. So most brands dangle their best discount of the year on BFCM. It's common to see 20, 30, or even 50% off. Make sure your offer is aggressive enough to entice shoppers who are primed to spend money. Many consumers literally wait all year for Black Friday cyber deals. Cyber Monday deals, which, yeah, he's correct. And they are super, super receptive to, emails, SMS advertising. So, and we'll talk more about that. But that said, a promotion doesn't always mean you have to run like a straight discount, right? Savvy brands succeed with exclusive product launches during this time, bundles like he talked about instead of discounts. Last year, Jones Road Beauty's BFCM deal was selling a limited edition minis set, no actual discount, which not only does that save your margins, but it also protects like how your brand is seen in the market. If you were to do something like Jones Road Beauty here and you don't run an actual discount, well, now you just look even more premium in the eyes of the consumers. And Jolly gave a free gift tote bag with purchase. If you go this route, you need to have strong brand equity and obviously a product that over delivers on its promise. The key is to offer something that feels special and time sensitive. So, what are the golden nuggets here? Well, if you have kind of high brand equity, then you could consider like non-discount offers here for BFCM, and then you're not destroying your margins, and you're protecting almost your brand's premium status in the market. Very cool there. And I think a lot of brands are just kind of either too lazy to think of like a really good non-discount offer for BFCM, or they just kind of don't think they can do it in general, which is a limiting belief. So this is right up our alley because, we work with subscription, CPG, and replenishment brands, but mind your subscribers and loyalty programs. So this is very interesting. And it's definitely one of those kind of golden nuggets that I did not expect to see here. So if you have subscribers or VIP members, treat them with extra care during BFCM. Consider giving your email and SMS subscribers early access to the sale or some additional perk like an extra discount or free gift as a thank you. This not only makes them feel valued, but it can also generate some early revenue from the broader sale. Also, you need to ensure your BFCM offer doesn't inadvertently encourage subscribers to cancel their subscription. So what he means, so he talks up here about email and SMS subscribers, giving them early access to the sale. And then he talks down here about different subscribers. So I'm guessing here he's talking about people that are actually subscribed to your products, then they get them on a regular recurring basis. So you need to ensure your BFCM offer doesn't inadvertently encourage subscribers to cancel their subscriptions. And this is a big one. For example, if subscribers typically receive 10% off each order as a membership perk, but your Black Friday deal offers 30% off for one-time purchases, a subscriber might be tempted to cancel and reorder at the 30% discount, which you want to avoid this. So to avoid this, you might exclude subscription products from specific promotions or offer subscribers a price match during this time, price match guarantee or bonus during this time, so they don't feel penalized for their loyalty, right? They could feel penalized here for even, being a subscriber. They could feel like, oh, what's so special about being subscribed if, someone that just made their first purchase or hasn't even really heard about the brand before is getting, 35% off when I'm only getting 10, 15% off. So this is one of those really, really good tips, and it's like you can only understand this from actually being in the trenches and doing the work. So crafting the right promo is like solving a Sudoku puzzle. It has to entice deal seekers without devaluing your product or alienating your best customers. So the kind of the golden nuggets here is you just want to be careful about your actual subscribers here, and you don't want to alienate them with any crazy, one-time product offers or anything like that. So if you're going to run, those big discounts, those heavy discounts for BFCM, make sure to try and price match for your subscribers, or, give them some exclusive deal just for subscribers, right? During this time. Maybe it's like a free gift with purchase. Maybe it's, hey, we're gonna automatically discount your next purchase during this time period, so you don't have to worry about it. Something that just shows that you went out of your way to really hone in on these subscribers, so they feel valued, right? Because these are your best customers, and at the end of the day, you want them to feel like they are your best customers, and you are prioritizing them over everybody else. So plan the end game. So Nick recommends here thinking beyond acquisition. How will you retain the wave of BFCM customers after the sale? Shoppers who come in just for a deal can be less sticky. So plan a win back or post BFCM nurture strategy. More on this in the email and SMS section, which we'll cover. Also, if you offer subscriptions, BFCM is a great time to win back churned subscribers by pitching them an attractive resubscription deal. That's a really good point there. Come back and get 3 months at 50% off. That's a really good offer. Choose a promotion that maximizes immediate sales and sets you up for long-term gains here. So he says basically think like long-term here. Don't think just about, hey, how can we get uh, more people to buy on Black Friday, Cyber Monday? How can we fill the top of funnel for BFCM? He says think more long-term here because uh, people that come in through BFCM are going to be less sticky and less kind of brand specific when they come in from BFCM, right? People aren't going to be as brand oriented for BFCM. They're going to be more deal oriented for BFCM, and so you want to have some post purchase strategy, especially post BFCM strategy, post Black Friday Cyber Monday strategy for kind of retaining these people and educating them on your brand and who you are. So that's a really good one there. And then, also this come back and get 3 months off at 50% is a really good offer, really attractive offer to win back those churn subscribers there. And that's something I'm going to be recommending actually for our clients, something like that. So that's kind of like a lot of the overall strategy up there. Now we're going to get into like kind of the weeds with some of his really, really detailed tips here. So first off, we have the homepage banners and announcements. So update your homepage banner, header, or hero image to announce your BFCM deal boldly, right? This is kind of obvious, but I feel like he has to say it because people will forget to do this. The moment visitors land on your site, they should know a sale is on. You don't want to be subtle about this, right? This is a really good point. Don't want to be subtle about this. This needs to be in your face. And like he says, big bold text with an offer, Black Friday sale, 30% off site wide. Include a CTA button leading to the sale or bestsellers. Consider a site wide notification bar as well on all pages. Optimize for speed here. So remove any heavy apps, plugins, or scripts that could slow down your site. That's a good point. People don't think about this. Any extra pop-ups, unused tracking pixels, or clunky widgets. He's saying just to kind of ditch them and kind of go bare bones for Black Friday at least. Every second of load time counts when shoppers are bouncing between deal sites. You don't want a crash on Black Friday. That's a really good point. Yeah, imagine how much money you would lose if your website crashed for even 30 minutes after maybe an email goes out for your Black Friday Cyber Monday deal, right? That would be tragic. Mobile first. Remember that last year, 48% of all Black Friday e-commerce sales and 78% of all traffic came from mobile devices. Wow. 48% of all Black Friday e-commerce sales came from mobile devices. So make sure your mobile site experience is flawless. Test your pages on phones and tablets. Make sure images load quickly. That's a really good one right there. I feel like it increases in the amount of people that use their phones to do stuff year over year. Every single year, I feel like it gets more and more. Make sure the text is readable, buttons are easy to tap, and checkout is smooth on mobile. If something's going to break, it'll break under the thumb, not the mouse. Coupon codes and auto apply discounts. So set up your discount codes well ahead of time and test them end to end. Yeah, nothing's worse than a code failing at checkout. That would be another tragedy, wouldn't it? So he's kind of talking about really basic fundamentals here. But I really do feel like he has to bring this up. I bet so many brands make some of these errors every single year. Many brands use auto-applied discounts, a special URL. For example, a special URL that automatically applies BFCM 30 at checkout to reduce friction. If you go that route, generate those links in advance and double-check them. Some brands deliberately allow shoppers to input the code manually for a psychological effect. It can feel satisfying to type in BF30 and see the price drop. That's a good point. Yeah, some sort of kind of losing kind of psychology there, giving customers the sense that they activated the deal. Choose your approach, but whichever you select, implement it consistently. Yeah, implement it across emails, ads, your website, right? Everything. and make sure it works. Email capture pop-ups. If you use an email capture pop-up or sign up form on your site, update its creative copy and offer to reflect the current event or sale. And this is something that we always recommend. And it's something that a lot of times we'll see brands mess this up, right? So he says it perfectly here. You might change your usual sign up for 10% off your first order right here to sign up for early access to our Black Friday deals. Or once Black Friday is actually live, then you change it to your actual Black Friday offer or something like that. But a lot of times people will leave the 10% off your first order when they have a 30% off Black Friday deal going on. So it confuses people because likely your Black Friday 30% off deal will not combine with the 10% off welcome order. And so that can really confuse people. And your 10% off your first order is not as attractive as your 30% off Black Friday deal. So these are things you just want to keep in mind when you're doing this. So route these signups into a dedicated Klaviyo. So when somebody signs up for early access, you want to route these signups into a dedicated Klaviyo segment or flow for BFCM interested folks. Once tagged, you can send them sale announcements right away, or even grant them exclusive early bird deal. Adjust the targeting to and show the pop-up to all visitors during this period, even those who previously dismissed it, since the offer is new and compelling. All right, so user experience for deals and urgency. So little touches on your site can boost conversion during BFCM. Add a countdown timer on your homepage or product pages to show when the sale or a particular deal expires. Sale ends in, for an example here, sale ends in 2 days and 4 hours. And if you have like multiple deals for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, this is going to work extremely well because it's going to create a bunch of urgency. And if you have multiple deals, it's going to create different cycles of urgency and different cycles of kind of scarcity there. Again, if you have limited stock on certain items, display a low stock warning. Only 14 left in stock. I feel like brands are sometimes a little bit scared to do that because I think they think it's too aggressive, more of like too aggressive of a sales tactic or something. But if you're gonna do something like that, this is the perfect time of year to do it, Black Friday, or even tag them as a holiday bestseller, which is a little bit less aggressive of a tactic. That's a good one. Highlight the discount prominently on product pages. Strike through pricing. Like was 50, now it's 35 or something like that. Make it just blatantly obvious that the right now is the right time to buy. And that's another golden nugget there. All right, reviews and social proof. So expect a lot of new customers on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And this kind of ties into that thinking long term, right? And what he's suggesting here is make sure all your featured product reviews are visible and up to date. So it might be even worth adjusting your post-purchase review request flow to be a bit more aggressive or expedited for the influx of holiday customers. For example, sending a review request a bit sooner than usual while the excitement of the purchase is high. That's kind of interesting. So more fresh reviews coming in during November can only help persuade others. And this is like something you can leverage for kind of year-round stuff, right? Or even after Black Friday is over, you could include the reviews and stuff from this year in your post-purchase stuff to make people feel like, oh, I made the right decision. It'll dissuade people from returning any products or anything like that during this time. Post-purchase survey tweaks. So if you run a post-purchase survey, consider adding a question tailored for Black Friday shoppers. These customers might be more deal-driven than your average customer. Ask something like, what made you decide to shop with us today? Or what could we do to keep you coming back after this sale? Their answers could be gold for your retention strategy, right? Additionally, consider adding an option in how did you hear about us for Black Friday, Cyber Monday promotion to track the number of purchasers who specifically came from your BFCM marketing. This is a good one, and a lot of people overlook this, just getting a lot more data and trying to get a lot more data from your customers, especially during this time when you have more and more data than ever, right? So in short, make your site fast, clear, and conversion-oriented. Shoppers should instantly grasp the deal and face zero friction from landing page to checkout. Yeah, the less friction someone can experience when trying to check out, the higher the conversion rates almost every single time. And so if you can prioritize less friction, you're ultimately going to increase conversions. And this is the perfect time of year to decrease the amount of friction as much as possible. All right, email and SMS campaigns. So this is kind of our bread and butter, right, as an email and SMS agency. So I'm pretty excited to hear about his strategy here. So during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, your email and SMS channels should be doing the heavy lifting. And the motto is, don't be shy. Last year, the average brand sent 11 emails over the Black Friday weekend with an average open rate of 49%. So 11 emails over the Black Friday weekend, not just like in the month of November, over the Black Friday weekend, with an average open rate of almost 50% and a click rate of 1%. So those are like above average open rates for sure. And, pretty good click rates for the industry. That's roughly 2 to 3 emails per day. And honestly, you probably should be sending more. This is one time a year where people expect and even appreciate a constant drumbeat of deal reminders. If you're worried about annoying subscribers, keep in mind that a couple weeks later, no one will remember or even care that you sent 15 emails instead of 5, but you will remember the extra revenue that those emails drove. And that's a really, really good point. A lot of brands are scared to send emails. They think it's going to drive customers away. But at the end of the day, this is the best time to be as aggressive as possible. And like he says, nobody's really going to even be thinking about what you did. Nobody's going to be thinking that you sent 15 emails, but you're going to remember all the revenue that you drove from those emails. So really good point there. All right, build a full email schedule. So plan out a sequence of emails across the BFCM period. For example, a Black Friday email strategy might look like something like this. So he's saying do a sale kickoff at around midnight. Send an email at 12:01 a.m. on Black Friday announcing it's on. Our biggest sale of the year starts now. This catches the night owls and early birds. That's a really good idea there. So he's kind of just starting right on Black Friday. So I believe it's November 29th this year. When we look at this, we think more holistically. We look at what are we going to do in September? What are we going to do in October? And what are we going to do in November and even December? What are we going to do in December for Black Friday? And that's kind of how we look at it. He's looking at it just for just kind of the weekend, which it's a really nuanced and specific way to look at this. But we like to look at this again more broadly, and I'm sure he does too, but he really goes into a lot of detail specifically for this weekend, which I really like. Number 2, morning boost. So around 7 to 9 a.m., send a reminder email highlighting the hero product, or don't miss out on 30%. Happening today only. Many shoppers check email in the morning. So 1 at midnight and then 1 in the morning. Resend to non-openers late morning. So by 11 a.m., send a variant or the same email to anyone who didn't open the first 2 campaigns, the first 2 blasts. Make it a different subject line so it appears as a new email and it shoots back to the top of the inbox, right? That's a really good point. Maybe tweak a little bit of the content so it's not just a complete repeat of what it was, and hopefully grab their attention with that new subject line, right? Number 4, an SMS alert around lunchtime. So around 12:30 p.m., send an SMS to your list, particularly those who haven't purchased yet, with a text-only exclusive. An example of this would be an extra $5 off if they use a code from text, or simply a concise reminder of the sale. People often browse during lunch breaks. That's another really good point there. And you notice he didn't use SMS all throughout here. He's using it as kind of a way to complement email. He's not using it as a way to copy email, but a way to complement email. Afternoon urgency push. So around 3 p.m., another email should go out. Inventory is moving fast. Items are selling out. And so you want to leverage scarcity and urgency here, he says. And so this is the 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th email of the day on Black Friday already, and it's only 3 p.m. So after that, he's suggesting do a thank you plus upsell in the evening email. Send a friendly plain text style email from the founder, thanking customers for a great Black Friday and adding a surprise bonus offer. As a thanks, here's a free gift with any order before midnight. This makes it personal and adds an extra reason to buy now. And I'm not sure if he's sending this to everybody or if he's sending this to just people who, haven't purchased yet, but it would be cool to understand what he's thinking there. Because if somebody has already purchased, do you think that they're going to purchase again? Maybe if it's a new offer, right? And that's why I think he's suggesting do a different style offer. And this is pretty crazy. So we're already at 3 different offers for the first day of Black Friday for email and SMS. So you obviously have kind of the first offer that you're sending at midnight in the morning. you have an SMS exclusive offer, and then you have a thank you and upsell offer at 6 p.m. next. So the next one he's suggesting is a last chance email at around like 9 or 10 p.m. So one final last chance to save 30% or whatever your offer is. Only a few hours left, email or SMS. Many shoppers jump in at the last moment. Now, you want to be careful here with SMS, specifically getting a little bit later, because they call them TCPA quiet hours, and you can't send SMS messages between certain time periods. Yeah, so right here, TCPA quiet hours refer to a Federal Communications Commission regulation that restricts unsolicited marketing calls and texts to residential phone numbers before 8 a.m. and after 9 p.m. So you want to be careful here and make sure you're not sending any texts after 9 p.m. local time. And so I think inside of Klaviyo, you can send uh, you can send it at the recipient's local time. So make sure it's before 9 p.m. if you're going to do this with SMS there, to avoid any kind of troubles with the FCC there. And then let's look at what he's recommending for this optional one. So cart Joel SMS in the evening. So you could also squeeze in a second text to anyone who clicked an email link but hasn't bought, maybe around 8 p.m., which would fall with well within the good times to send an SMS, with a slightly bigger incentive for procrastinators, like a unique code for an extra 5% off. Overall, really, really solid strategy here. I really like this. And again, this is just for Black Friday, the day of. And so this is pretty wild. So he's suggesting almost 8 touch points with email and SMS throughout the Black Friday actual day. So during the entire Cyber week, you'll rinse and repeat similar tactics, he's saying. For example, 24 hours left on Saturday. Cyber Monday starts now. Cyber Monday final hours. The beauty is you can reuse a lot of content. Just swap subject lines or add a bold extended graphic on top of the same email created for an extended sale. The core message, save X%, stays consistent. And one offer that I've seen work for Cyber Monday in particular, because people have already gone through some big sales or big offers of yours, right, leading up to Black Friday and into Cyber Monday. And so one like really unique one that catches people's attention and gets them to act fast is this sort of offer here. So I really like when brands do something like this. So we'll say like Cyber Monday 50, and let's say that's 50% off, right? So we'll say 50% off, but they only have 10 codes available. And then they do something similar at Cyber Monday 40 for like 40% off, and they only have 15 codes available. And then let's say they do something similar again for 35% off, so 35%, but they have 20 codes available, and you can go kind of all the way down to like 5% off, where the 5% off has like 50 codes available that you can use. And so when people see your email, they go and they try CM50, the code to get 50% off, but maybe that's run out. So then they go try CM40 to try and get 40% off, but then that's run out, and they just keep kind of going down the list here. And it really encourages people to act fast. And that's something that you could throw in the subject line, throw in the preview text, throw at the super top of the email to make people act fast. And it encourages and rewards people for acting quick, which can almost kind of train your customers to look for your emails faster. All right, so this is a good question people always have: smart sending and segmentation. So in the first day or two of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, don't hold back. Send to your entire list. Yeah. That's what I would recommend as well, especially for the first day of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Many brands normally suppress inactive subscribers to boost open rates, but Black Friday, Cyber Monday is the time to hit everyone with your amazing offers. Even dormant subscribers might wake up for a 50% off deal. You can often win back these customers that maybe are dormant and cold, like he says, during this time. After the initial blast, use segmentation to avoid redundancy. Exclude people who have already purchased from future sends. So that's he was kind of answering our question here that we had earlier about, like this email right here. Like, are you sending that to everyone still, or are you still only sending that to people who, haven't bought yet? And so It sounds like we're going to use segmentation to avoid redundancy there in this case. And maybe those who have clicked or opened multiple times, and focus on those who haven't engaged yet. So most email platforms like Klaviyo let you build segments like opened email one or two. So opened email one or two. So those are kind of campaigns that he's kind of suggesting, not one or two times, but no purchase or no opens yet as well. So use these to tailor your follow-ups. Um, in this way, you're not literally sending every single email to every single person. Uh, and it's really, again, more of a tailored approach. And on top of this, he's saying people that, did buy, they won't feel like overwhelmed or spammed or anything like that. So that's good. Again, he's kind of already talked about this, but put the offer front and center. Your subscribers' inbox are going to be flooded during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Assume that they are skimming subject lines in a hurry. So put your actual offer in the subject line, like Black Friday, 30% off starts now, or today only, buy one, get one plus free shipping. Make it impossible to miss. Within the email, lead with a bold graphic or headline that states the deal. Don't make people dig for it. Don't make people work for it. Like we said, remove as much friction as possible. That's a really good point there. And again, it just removes friction. The faster someone can understand your deal, the more likely they'll consider your brand as they budget their spend. Similarly for SMS, the first word should convey the sale. BFCM 30% off site-wide plus free gift. Link here. Oh, this is a really good one. People always forget about Black Friday, Cyber Monday specific flows. So remember that BFCM customers behave differently. You'll likely get a cohort of one-time bargain hunters. Set up a post Black Friday, Cyber Monday email flow specifically for those who purchased during your sale. For example, after the holiday, send a thank you. Here's how to make the most of your product. A little bit of education there. Followed by a win-back offer later, like we hope you loved your purchase. Here's 15% off if you buy again in January. I like how he tailors the messaging here for this. So we know you joined us during a big sale. Here's what else you'd love about our brand. And that's where you can kind of introduce them more about your brand and educate them about everything that you do. SMS with tact here. So SMS is powerful but personal. During BFCM, you want to use it, but don't overdo it. And you can kind of see that in his campaign strategy that he was doing there. So a good rule here is use SMS to complement email, not copy it. Oh, literally what I said there. For instance, one SMS to announce the sale, one as a mid-sale reminder or exclusive text-only deal, and one final hours alert. Keep text short and punchy, and always include the link directly to the product or cart with the discount applied. So again, when you apply the discount automatically, what does it do? It removes friction. So a lot of what he's saying here is how can we remove friction from making the sales here, which is it seems to be a key theme of his Black Friday, Cyber Monday strategy. And of course, ensure you're compliant with opt-out rules and sending times. No one wants a wake-up sale text at 6 a.m. And that's kind of what we were talking about earlier with the TCPA quiet hour. So with SMS, a little fear of missing out, FOMO language goes a long way. And he says kind of here, just imagine you're texting a friend, like hurry up and shop this. And that tone tends to perform well. In conclusion, he's saying over communicate your sale. Don't assume one email is enough because it's not. All right, on to paid media and advertising, more kind of top of funnel here. And so excited to jump into this. So BFCM is also the Olympics for your ad campaign. So the digital airways get crowded with ads and costs can spike during this time, but the payoff is huge if you execute it right. So here's how to win at paid media. So he's suggesting right here, get creative and ready early. So by now you should have your BFCM ad creative in the works or done. And right now it's early September. Right now it's September 3rd. So he's saying you should have these either in the works or completely done. And I'll tell you right now, that is not the case for a lot of brands that we see. A lot of people are waiting until the last minute here. I like what he suggests here. So plan to refresh your top performing ads with the current sale messaging. So that could mean just adding Black Friday sale, 30% off text as like a text overlay on one of your already winning image or video ads. Or just editing the caption to mention the discount. So he's saying right here for timing wise, aim to have all of your creatives finalized well before the week of and submit your ads for approval early. Platforms like Facebook often slow down approvals around the holiday due to volume and stricter review. And he says basically the last thing you want is he basically says the last thing you want is like a killer ad stuck in limbo on Black Friday morning. not being able to go out because it hasn't been approved yet. Number 2, leverage proven campaign structure here. So BFCM is not the time to reinvent your media buying strategy from scratch. Stick to what's been working in terms of campaign structure and targeting, but essentially turbocharge it here. That's what he's saying. So typically your warm audiences like site visitors, email lists, social engagers, and past customers will be absolutely gold during BFCM. Spend the majority of your budget on retargeting those warm prospects. These are folks who already know you. BFCM gives them that, extra push to finally buy during this time. So this is really cool. Brands often see a 3 to 4x higher conversion during Black Friday, Cyber Monday from just retargeting alone. So he's saying allocate budget accordingly to retargeting here. And then on the flip side here, he says be cautious with, prospecting for cold audiences during this week. He's saying even if you do this, it tends to essentially just bring in low value customers, low lifetime value customers if it's overdone on the acquisition side for cold prospect. Don't pause evergreen winners. Number 3, his tip number 3 here. If you have some evergreen ads, always on campaigns that consistently bring sales, do not turn them off on Black Friday. Let them run alongside your BFCM specific ads. Why? They've accumulated valuable social proof like likes, comments, and shares, and optimization learnings. So he's saying instead, just kind of layer your sale on top, make sure that the wording on the landing page that it's driving to is consistent with your Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal. This is a big question. I'm glad he addressed this. And another common theme here that he's talked about here is make the offer obvious everywhere. So in BFCM advertising, being subtle will hurt you, he's saying here. So put your offer front and center in all ad copy and visuals. Shoppers are actively scrolling for deals, and if your ad doesn't scream sale in 1 to 2 seconds, they'll scroll past, he's saying. So this is kind of another big key piece that he's touched on multiple times here. Number 5 here, use dedicated URLs. Wherever possible, use URLs in your ads that auto-apply the discount in cart. So again, what does this do if the discount's auto-applied? Removes friction once again. That means if someone clicks your Facebook or Instagram ad, when they eventually hit the checkout, the code is already applied, reducing one more barrier to purchase that they may have had. This is especially useful on mobile where copying and pasting the codes can be super annoying. Test every link 3 times. Again, test. Make sure things are working. Make sure you're doing quality assurance, he's saying. The bottom line for paid ads is launch early, emphasize your sale, and retarget like crazy. All right, now on to organic social and content here. So your organic social media channels may not directly drive the bulk of sales, but they are vital for messaging and engagement during BFCM. Many eager customers will check your Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter to find your deal or to see if you're doing anything special. So make sure your social presence is 100% aligned with your BFCM campaign. So things you can do according to him. Number 1 here. So all of your bios on your platforms should, resonate with the current sale that you're doing, he's saying. He even says maybe do a time frame here. He says maybe even creating a vanity URL here like yourbrand.com/BFCM that actually redirects to a sale landing page. Number 2 here, pinned post and highlighted stories. So create dedicated posts announcing your sale on each major platform and pin it for the duration of the promotion. Number 3 here, regular organic posts. So don't hesitate to post frequently about the sale. The feed algorithms might not show every follower your first post, so do multiple throughout Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Just kind of like the emails, right? Post more than you think. Number 4, stories and live. So use Instagram stories, TikTok stories, Facebook stories, all of it. These are great for more frequent casual updates, like by the hour countdowns, showcasing products that you want to highlight during BFCM, and sharing customer testimonials as they come in. Consider even doing an Instagram live or TikTok live shopping event at some point during the weekend if it fits your brand. I think that's pretty cool. Like something like join us live at 3 p.m. for exclusive offers. And then I think this is pretty cool. You could have some sort of extra perk for viewers during this live. And then number 5 here, consistency and creativity. The key on organic social is to maintain consistency with your core message, your offer, and deadlines here. So while finding creative ways to say it, maybe you post a meme about waiting all year for Black Friday's deals and caption it with your sale info, right? It's just kind of what works on what platforms. And he's saying kind of leverage what works on what platforms here. Essentially, he's saying don't neglect organic. It's basically free money if you have the bandwidth to post and engage with your audience. And this is something people don't think about, but if you have communities or groups such as Facebook group, Discord, Be sure to announce and pin the details of the sale there as well. Your most loyal fans hang out in these spaces, so give them the news and maybe even a better deal for being kind of insiders or like on the inside of the community. All right, affiliates and partners here. So Black Friday isn't just a direct-to-consumer game, it's also an affiliate and media frenzy. Do not underestimate the traffic and credibility that can come from being featured on a top deals list or an influencer's gift guide. Here's how to boost your affiliate and partnership strategy. So number one, outreach to media lists. So every year, major publishers like the New York Times, Wirecutter, BuzzFeed, CNN, things like that, and countless blog posts put out articles like best Black Friday deals in whatever category or whatever niche you're in. Getting your brand included on those lists can drive a ton of traffic. So what he's saying for this is just find like last year's articles or whatever they are in your niche, find the authors and then reach out to them. A lot of people are just even afraid to reach out to people, maybe because they think, oh, they'll never get back to me or I'm not good enough or something like that. But what does it hurt to try? Number two here, empower affiliate websites. If you have an affiliate program, proactively inform your affiliates of the Black Friday Cyber Monday deal well in advance. Provide them with an affiliate kit that includes the discount details, start end dates, any banners or images they can use, and special promo code. I like this here, essentially giving top affiliates or your top affiliate a kind of their own code instead of just some sort of like generic Black Friday code. So it could be like the person's name 30 or something like that. I like this because it makes it exclusive for like the person's audience, and their person's audience can actually resonate a little bit more with it because they follow the other person for a reason, right? They don't follow your brand, they follow the other person. So, all right, number three, influencers and creators. So many influencers do special posts like My Black Friday Picks or flash sales with brands. So coordinate with any influencers or creative partners to feature your products during BFCM. Give them a unique link or code and a commission on any sales they drive. So again, using like the specific codes for, the actual influencers here. And yeah, also give them a cut of each sale, which is really important here. And number four, press releases and PR stunts. If your brand has something truly novel for BFCM, like a huge charitable donation per purchase, a wacky limited edition product drop, or collaboration, consider issuing a press release or at least pitching it to relevant journalists. The media is hungry for unique Black Friday angles beyond just your brand offering a certain percentage off, right? That's a really good point. So maybe you're a sustainable brand planting a tree for every order during BFCM, or you have 1 day live shopping marathon. These could get a feature story, which is worth far more than any ad. It's a long shot in a noisy week, but he's saying if you have a strong angle here, it could cut through the noise there. The punchline is to get others talking about your sale. Word of mouth and third-party recommendations can attract shoppers who might not otherwise see your ads or emails. So that's a really good point there. Word of mouth is the strongest marketing mechanism, right? All right, customer service and ops. With great sales volume comes great responsibility. So what is he recommending here? So number one, train your team and bots. Ensure your support team or individual is well prepared with all the promotional details, including discount amounts, codes, start end times, like all that stuff. He's saying even maybe pre-write some saved replies or something like that for your help desk to answer common questions. Number two, set expectations up front. It's wise to have clear terms and conditions for your BFCM promotions and make them easily accessible. So he's basically just kind of saying state your terms and conditions very clearly for each offer that you're running. Number three, manage the load. If you anticipate a huge influx of support tickets, consider temporarily bringing in reinforcements. So that's something that people overlook sometimes. And we all know that the most important part of the entire customer experience is actually the service that you can deliver them when they have an issue. So this is one that is often overlooked, but should not be. Number four, returns and inventory policy. So BFCM often brings serial returners and exchange requests. Ensure your return policy is up to date and clearly communicated with people that are buying your brand. You don't want some brands even tighten their return policies for big sales. But if you're going to do that, he's saying just make sure that it's, very clear. You're highlighting it at checkout and in the confirmation email, so there's no surprises there. Number five, shipping considerations. Shipping carriers often get slammed during the holiday period. It might be wise to pad your shipping estimates or at least warn them that there could be fulfillment delays. And I believe he's saying warn your customers that there could be fulfillment delays there, obviously. And number six, after sale service. So plan for the post BFCM follow-ups from a service perspective as well. For example, if a delivery is delayed or a product runs out and goes on back order due to high demand, have a game plan for what you're going to do. Have a contingency plan, right? Send a proactive email to affected customers with a discount on a future purchase, or a heartfelt apology with a realistic ETA. Remember, a smooth customer experience during the holiday season builds trust and can turn first-time buyers into repeat customers. But a bad one, like he's about to say here, if someone's first experience with your brand is customer service nightmare, you will 100% lose them for good. So live shopping and events, he already kind of talked about this, so I'm going to skip over this for now, not to waste any time. Here is where he talks about special care for subscribers and VIPs. So one of the best strategies to grant your most loyal segment, like either subscribers or customers who've spent a bunch of money, early access to your BFCM sales. So this can be simple as sending them a private link or code 24 to 48 hours before the general public. That's a great strategy there. It's a great strategy. Just reward customers for, being loyal or spending a bunch of money with you. Subscriber only perks. If you have a big subscription business, BFCM can get tricky. You don't want subscribers to cancel their upcoming subscription because they can buy once with a big discount. So he already kind of talked about this, but his rule of thumb for subscriptions is don't offer a discount that makes your subscribers want to pause or cancel their subscription. An idea he has is don't include your entire catalog of products in the public sale. If you're a high SKU catalog brand, you may want to create bundles or offer discounts on select categories only so you don't hurt those subscribers. I like this right here. Another tactic I've seen work is to offer a free gift or loyalty points to subscribers who stick through the sale period. Sometimes the optics of a big public discount can upset subscribers, so he's saying address it head on with emails and just communication. And I like this note that he put right here. I like this right here. So personal touches. So Black Friday, Cyber Monday is obviously all about volume and scale. How much can we throw out on the board and see what sticks? But you can still add personal touches for VIPs, and I really like that a lot. Like sending a handwritten thank you note or something small gift, like a small gift to your top 50 customers during this period. So his final thoughts for BFCM: start early and test everything. If you launch some of your campaigns early, some brands do Black November instead of just Black Friday. You'll get real data to optimize with the rest of the year, right? And the next Black Friday and everything like that. At a minimum, test your systems now. Conduct a dry run checkout with your code. Send test emails to see how they appear. Click every link and preview your site on multiple devices. So he's not saying here for his final thoughts. He's not saying here, have offers. He's saying make sure you check everything, because your offers don't matter if things are broken. And his final thing here is stay agile. So be ready to pivot during the week. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, right? If a particular product is selling like hotcakes, consider promoting it even further. Feature an email, raise its price if there's low stock, or offer a different complimentary gift. If something isn't moving, consider sweetening the deal or swapping its placement for something else. He's basically saying, hey, let's keep an eye on analytics in real time. Like, what's traffic looking like? What's the conversion rate looking like? What are the ad performance looking like in the email engagements? And he's saying don't hesitate to adjust your tactics on kind of the daily basis here.